Minasa komba. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Minasa kombawa. Hajimemashite. I believe that's how. No, wait. Is that how are you doing today? I have to. Okay. Anyways, Ima Chijiji des. It is now 7 p.m. It is time for another stream, and today we are doing a bit of coding today. Very exciting stuff. I've been itching to code for a while, and it's been a while since the last coding stream. So, yeah, welcome. Wait, hang on. What was I doing? Okay, there we go. Yep, and right now I have my stream schedule just up here. Just so you guys can see that. Like I said, I'd be streaming at 7 p.m. today. I'll be streaming at 7 p.m. tomorrow, playing Fallout New Vegas. I think we're just gonna do like a 1-hour coding stream because I am kind of tired. GTA 6 trailer dropped. Nice. Yeah, I did hear about that at work earlier. I didn't watch it yet. I haven't touched it. I might react to it on stream. I'll have to cut it up though, because like I'll have to end the stream and then start the stream again. Because like I know for a fact that that will get copyrighted and stuff. So yeah. But yeah, I might react to that. I didn't look at the GTA 6 trailer though. I just heard that it got pushed back again to like next year. And I was like, ha, you losers thought you were going to get the game this year. No, Daddy Rockstars says otherwise. But yeah, sounds pretty cool. I'm looking forward to GTA 6. I don't know anything about it. I'm gonna be real. I have not kept up with anything GTA related since I stopped playing GTA Online. And that was like just after one session of playing GTA Online on PC. That sucked because I immediately got into a lobby that was full of a bunch of hackers and everything in that session, for lack of a better term, because they were just like, you know, modding the game real time. Really, the lore's connected all to the other games? Really? No lore connected to the other games, period? I mean, like, I know the other games don't really connect to each other that much already. It's just like small references here and there anyways, and they might just take place in the same city as a previous game. But like no mention of like more like cameo here, cameo there. Yeah, that's what I expect. Okay. Like the most I do know is that it's going to be in Vice City again. Like take GTA 5. Yeah, they were like slight. Like Laszlo was the radio host in like a bunch of GTA games, and then we finally get to like, you know, meet him and stuff in like that game or whatever. Like he was such a loser, but it was so funny. And then like there are a couple of references to like San Andreas. It's in the same city as GTA San Andreas? What? Oh, you're talking about GTA 5. Yeah, GTA 5. Yeah. Yeah, no real references to them and stuff. Well, actually, I think in the online version, like in the online mode, they do reference some things from San Andreas and everything. Like just some things though. Like the online version strangely had a lot of lore drops and everything for like the GTA series, and yeah, they don't mention them at all though. Like I don't think Smoke, CJ, or Officer Tenpenny gets mentioned. Well, actually, I feel like Smoke might have gotten mentioned, but again, that was in the like online mode and everything. I think there was one quest line that mentioned him, maybe, but I could be wrong. I could be misremembering. I remember watching a retrospective on like the entire GTA series and how like they slightly connected to each other. but I don't know. Uh, but yeah, let's get into a bit of coding real fast. Let me switch it over to gameplay. There we go. Probably talking about the old families on OG. Yeah. How times. Yeah, pretty much. Transition and go out of studio mode because I don't think I need that now. Okay. All right. So it was kind of a letdown. Yeah, kind of. But that's how it is sometimes. I mean, like in real life, you're not really going to reference too much from the past, honestly. Like, unless you were there to experience it, you're not really going to reference the past that often. Or even meet, like, you know, big figures from the past, really. Unless, like, they're just, like, absolutely famous and you couldn't, like, go your life without having it. I mean, like, there's a shit ton of stuff that happened within my lifetime that I like don't even think about, period. I don't reference it at all. I don't meet anybody that, like, you know, references that thing. But then again, my life is pretty boring. So I'm be mad as a bitch if I can't go to Tommy's mansion from GTA Vice City and GTA 6. Yeah, that'd actually be that'd be a real big missed opportunity if you can't go to the mansion, or at the very least, like, hey yo, somebody else owns it now, and like they reference, like, yeah, this like really huge dude and stuff like was like owned this shit. But like I think another reason why they don't really reference the other games too often is because, like, the actors partially, and like the actors have contracts and whatnot, and I think it's like a whole legal thing, or at least it delves into that, where like, oh yeah, you can't really mention this character Tommy anymore because he's tied to this actor and everything. And like, you got to get permission from this actor. Like this character and this actor are basically one and the same, kind of. So you can't use this character unless you get approval from the actor or something, I think. I don't know. I could be talking out of my ass, but I feel like it's like that'd be such a huge missed opportunity to, like, if you didn't bring back, like, you know, old characters and stuff. I better be able to go back to that mall because I had a lot of good times at that mall. Bro, you went in that mall and just terrorized the place. That, like, I know you did. I know I did. You know it. You know it. I know it. We all know it. Everyone who went into that mall, like, got game ended. All right. They got game ended. Why do you remember? That was probably the most memorable shit, honestly, of my entire life. That's like probably the most memorable shit of my entire life, like, real talk, because like you had a computer before I did, so like I could only use a computer when I went to your house. That's why I remember it. And that's what set me on my path to where I am today. So thank you. Well, thank you to your dad for buying that computer, or your mom. I can't remember who bought the computer. But like, they're the reason why I am who I am today. Like, bottom line. No, thanks, Dad. But anyways, those are good times. Like I say, I'm pretty sure I remember like Lego City like crashing that computer too or something. I can't remember, or might have been my personal computer that crashed on stuff or something. Like when my mom like finally bought a computer for the house, or actually no, not my mom, but my dad. Well, yeah, coding stream, yeah. Okay, so the last time we left off, we were doing a challenge and everything. So basically, it was regarding putting English characters into Russian. Well, actually, I think the last time it was Japanese. Yeah, I think the last time it was Japanese. It randomized it. Okay. I think it randomizes this challenge and stuff, because like when we did it, it was Japanese. I wonder if I still have that actually somewhere. Hang on. Let me move over chatting. Okay. Chatting. Okay, let's see. I wonder if I have that in my notepad, like the actual solution that we did. No, I don't think I have it. I think I might have to go to the previous stream, if anything. Yeah, I'd have to go to the previous stream. But anyways, yeah. Anyways, we were basically using Unicode to actually convert a string into Russian, or well, Japanese for us and everything. You're supposed to use console.writeLine and well, convert the data text there. And here's the solution for that. I'm not really going to go over it too in depth, because it'd be an excuse to have people go back and watch the previous video. But I'm just going to read off what it says here. Following and that, and I need to review a little bit myself. So I'm probably going to do that after stream. The following code is one possible solution for the challenge from the previous unit. This code represents one possible solution. So it looks like we have string project name, ACME, string English location. So we were using escape character, so then we can have some of these slashes in here. And yeah, we use the $sign as an escape character, as well as the @ symbol. So then we can actually have this string put in here. And this is the view in English version here. Russian in Unicode here. And then the location of the Russian text there, and have it just print out Russian message, Russian location. Which, let's actually copy this and put it into the editor here. And let's run it. Okay, so yeah, it basically just says view English output, but in Russian, view Russian output. Yeah, so. But let me go back just real quick, because I actually do want to see. Okay, interpolation. Okay, that's what this is, interpolation, using that $sign there. And let's see, does it explain what we can do with the @ symbol actually? I wanted to see what that. Okay, you can use verbatim, literal prefix symbol @ and string interpolation. Okay, literal prefix symbol, literal prefix. So let's see. Let's okay, literal prefix. C#. Let's see what that means there. So, okay, in C, the @ prefix is used before string literals to indicate that escape sequences should not be processed. Okay, just wanted to confirm that. This allows for the inclusion of special characters without needing to escape them. And it also enables the use of multi-line strings without the need for escape sequences. For example, at this path. So this is your C drive. This is basically like your primary hard drive where your OS is stored, and then folder 1, folder 2, and then possibly the file, or maybe another folder and everything. So like for example, let's say you have like your C drive, and then you have documents, and then you have homework, and then you have like, you know, homework.png or something like that. That's what basically you'd have there. That's a file path. And you're probably wondering why that homework file is a PNG. It's because it's not homework, and we all know it's not homework. You just touted it that, so no one will be able to look in it. But anyways. And then string interpolation provides improvement over string concatenation by reducing the number of characters required in some situations. So here we have this reduced. So we have the greeting here and then first name here. So it's if we were to use a string, store that string here. I mean, like, store the name Bob into this string, and we can use this $sign, so then we can concatenate, actually use or call to that string variable within a quotation sentence and everything. This is mainly used for what is it? Well, it's mainly used for strings. It's mainly used for strings specifically. Strings are used for a lot of different things, but we'll get to that later. So this is the module assignment, so I'm just going to go through this real fast. Okay, what is the correct way to include a new line and tab in a C string? So new line should be... Wait. Do all these say the same thing? Wait, am I tripping? Yeah, this all says the same thing, doesn't it? Am I tripping? I'm gonna say I'm not tripping. It's like, I'm pretty sure, like, cause I hate trick questions, man. Like schools made me very wary about anything I see in a question format. Which escape sequence represents a new line character in C#? It's that one. /n. You write console.write line path data files when encounters an error. Was the cause? You did not use a escape sequence, so but yeah. The string is too long, needs to be split. Colon should be removed from that string. Wait. Colon should be removed from that string. No, it's the escape sequence. D is not recognized, and C use slash backslashes and everything. I think that's what it should be, right? Yeah. Yeah. Wait, no. I think that's it, but if we're wrong, we can take a look at why we're wrong. So, what symbol is prefixed in a string C# to enable interpolation? That would be this one here, $sign. Which, because, like, I know what needs to be here, and I think it should be that interpolation there. Well, not the interpolation, but like the character escape, which is the @ symbol. Which of the following statements correctly concatenates 3 strings A, B, C, and C#? Okay. It's that one. It's the pluses. Anyways, what is a potential issue when using Unicode in C strings? Some consoles may not display all Unicode characters correctly. Unicode characters can significantly increase the file size of source code. I think it's some consoles may not display all Unicode characters correctly. I think that's the one it is. Was key benefit of using string interpolation in C# over traditional concatenation? Actually, I haven't heard of that. So I'd say it reduces likelihood of syntax errors and improves code readability. If you need to use a backslash C string, what escape sequence should you use? I think it's /s, I think. Yeah. You need to format your string, display a file path. Which escape sequence should be used for backslashes in C? Should just be, well, if that's the case, then. Oh wait, yeah, you need to add another backslash here. That's what it. Yeah, if you add 2 backslashes, then it will allow you to escape that. So like, you know, it'll escape the command and everything like that. But anyways, it should be a slash. If you want to escape using backslash, you add another backslash. Submit answers. Okay, okay, actually got this one wrong, so this one was actually... okay, wait. I didn't read that one right. Okay, so yeah, it should have been a slash. And then this top one, I'm surprised I got that one wrong. Okay, use the escape sequences /n for a new line and /t for tab. Use escape sequences /n for a new line and /t for tab. Use escape sequences /n for a new line /t for tab. These all say the same thing, don't they? Or am I missing something? Like, hang on, let me do Control F, then, okay, wait. Yeah, all of these say the exact same thing. What the fuck? I think this thing did not, like... Oh, okay, that make, like... Alright, this was generated with AI, so it's like... Alright, so there are mistakes here. That's interesting. So Microsoft Learn is not that good anymore. Because they integrated AI into it. Shit. We're still gonna learn using Microsoft Learn, but like, we'll probably follow up with some other materials now. Because before, when I first started this, AI was not integrated. Now AI is integrated, and now it's starting to look like shit. So I actually want to see if like it will. Okay, give me new questions now. Okay, what might be the issue with your code? Unrecognized escape sequence. Okay, backslash, tab, T. Okay, that would be this one right here. I'm going to choose the second one because literally these are all the same. Multiple. Readability. That one. And traditional concatenation. Wait. Did it ask the same question twice? Of course it did. Well, kind of. Yeah, it just he asked the same question twice, probably technically multiple times, really. But like, okay. Okay, AI. Still got that one wrong. I don't care though, because like they're literally all the same fucking answer. I'll come back and provide feedback for that. Okay, so let's see here. Now we are going to go on to this portion here. So perform basic operations on numbers in C#. All right, let's start with the introduction. Okay, time to read for a really long time. All right. The application you'll build in C# will require that you operate on literal and variable numeric data. Examples might include performing simple mathematic operations, including addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, performing multi-step operations that must be completed in a certain order, determining the remainder after performing division, incrementing or decrementing a value, and so on. Suppose you want to perform a calculation that converts a value from one unit of measure to another. For example, what if you needed to convert the current temperature from Fahrenheit to Celsius? Once you've calculated the temperature in degrees Celsius, you'll need to display that information in a formatted message to the user. To accomplish this, you'll need to learn to use operators to act on operands like literal and variable values. In this module, you'll perform basic string and numeric operations on your data. As you'll learn, the compiler will perform different tasks depending on the data types of values around the given operator. More importantly, you'll come to understand how operators perform actions on operands. Learning how to work with operators and operands correctly will help you formulate meaningful instructions in your code. Read that wrong. By the end of this module, you'll be able to write code that performs basic operations on literal and variable values. Learning objectives. In this module, you perform mathematical operations on numeric values, observe implicit type conversion between strings and numeric values, temporarily convert one data type to another. Prerequisites, you gotta complete all the other stuff that we did beforehand. So, yeah. And next. If you haven't completed those, go watch my previous live streams. They're saved on YouTube. Let's see. So, exercise: perform addition with implicit data conversion. Often you'll want to perform mathematical operations on numeric data. You'll start with addition in this unit and expand to other operations in the next unit because there's an important lesson to learn about how the C# compiler parses and interprets your code. Add two numeric values. To add two numbers together, you'll use the addition operator, which is the plus symbol. Yes, the same plus symbol that you use for string concatenation is also used for addition. The reuse of the symbol for multiple purposes is sometimes called overloading the operator, and happens frequently in C#. In this instance, the C# compiler understands what you are attempting to do. The compiler parses your code and sees that the plus the operator is surrounded by two numeric values, the operands. Given the data types of the variable, both are integers, it figures out that you intended to add those two values. So if we go ahead and do int, I'm just going to do, to make this shorter for me, num1, and then do equals, what's my favorite number? 32. That's not my favorite number, but I just thought 32. My favorite number is actually, I don't know. I don't have a favorite number anymore. I used to have one, but that's usually because it meant some life goal. Like at one point, my favorite number was 16, because like, oh yeah, that's when I get to drive. And then at another point, it was 21, because that's when I get to drink. And now I don't care anymore. So, if I had to pick a favorite number, it would be... Right now, I'd say it's 11, because I'm learning Japanese, and 11 in Japanese is Juichi, and that sounds fun to me. I don't know. Minus 23 because of LeBron James. Base choice. Base choice. Wait. Did you say because of LeBron James, not Michael Jordan? Wait, hang on. I can't let that slide, bro. Nah, I take that back. Not base. Not base anymore. That doesn't matter. Jordan's 23 first. 42. I'm going to put 42. Well, actually, no, I'll put 23. Oh, well, that's the reverse then. Okay. All right. Okay, and then we'll do console dot right line. Remember that C# is case sensitive. So you have to make sure that the C is capitalized in console, the W is capitalized in right, and the L is capitalized in line. And then we'll go ahead and do num1 plus num2. And then we'll go ahead and run that code. Because these are variables and everything, we are able to add them, and we got 55. So yeah. What you cannot do is something like this. It won't add the numbers because now it's a string and it's not using the variable. So you'll just get the output num1 plus num2. Can't do that. You'll get like, you know, the incorrect result or whatnot. And I imagine that there would come a time where you would probably need to have it display those numbers and everything. So like say you want to say 23 plus 32 equals and then you just want to have it added that or whatever. So what you would need to do instead is something like this, or concatenate the string by doing this here using $, and then yeah, let's do concatenation just to get some practice out of that. So see, I wonder if I can actually do this here. Let's see. Nope. Well, not exactly. Not exactly. So what I can probably do instead is this. Yep, that's what you would do. You would have to put if you're adding and you want to concatenate using interpolation, you would have to put both of the variables in the curly braces. So then it comes out to 23 plus 32 equals 55. Or you could also do this instead. So you would put num 1 and then num 2. Now it still says 23 plus 32 equals 55. Because we're using interpolation and concatenating, doing in that form. So yeah, just a brief review of concatenation slash interpolation there. Then adding while also concatenating. Yeah. Mixed data types to force implicit type conversions. Okay, so this is what we got here. So basically this is what we just did actually. But instead they're using the plus to add things together. They're not concatenating. So in this instance, what we could have done is do plus if we didn't want to use interpolation. Let's see here. Take that out. And let's go ahead and do 32 and 23, and then take this out. So now if we run it, well, shit, that's not right. So right now it interpreted as us just like smushing those numbers together instead of actually adding them. So to fix that, it would need to go into parentheses here. So now it shows 55. But yeah, this is basically what they were doing right here, combining two strings. But let's say I want to put this into, because it is slightly different what they were doing. So this would be string sen for sentence. And then we got this here. Semicolon, and then we would go ahead and do Dragonflation in Skyrim is crazy. Alduin is reviving dragons. The townspeople are just overreacting, gaslighting the dragon. Oh my god, Dragonflation. What? I mean, you're kind of right, because like the dragons are around, the Skyrim's still fucking the same. Like honestly, this game Skyrim's the same with dragons or without dragons, bro. Oh, he isn't reviving the dragons. They're just overreacting. All right, yeah. He is not reviving the dragons. I am. I'm reviving the dragons. So yeah, we got Sen. And then let's see what we do here. So yeah, basically we just did implicit type conversions and was able to print this out into one line using different variable types. So we have the string sen, and then two integer values num1 and num2, and added them together to equal 55. We put them in parentheses because it would to separate them and for them to not be interpreted as just a normal string value. But if we were to actually just put all this together, remove the parentheses, it would say 23 plus 32 equals 3223, like it did before we put the parentheses in, because it's considering these instead of being integers that need to be added together. It's the compiler is understanding it as, oh, you want to print out this number here, this integer, not add the integers. So yeah, attempting more advanced. So I'm just going to read over this here. What happens when you try to use the plus symbol with both string and integer values? Modify the code you wrote to match the following code. This is the following code for string first name Bob, int widget sold, console.writeLine first name plus sold plus widget sold plus widgets. So if you run that code, you get Bob sold 7 widgets. In this case, the C compiler understands that you want to use the plus symbol to concatenate two operands. It deduces this because plus symbol is surrounded by operands of a string and integer data types. So it attempts to implicitly convert the int variable widget sold into a string temporarily so it can concatenate the rest of the string. The C# compiler tries to help you when it can, but ideally you would be explicit about your intentions. Attempt at more advanced case of adding numbers and concatenating strings. So we got the same thing, that we need to modify this code. So we have a +7 there, which is sold. So instead of adding so in this instance, it made it 77 instead of adding the number 7. Instead of adding the integer variable widget sold to the literal int 7, the compiler treats everything as a string and concatenates it all together. Just like we did here, it concatenated all of this together and treated everything as a string. But if you put parentheses around it, like I was talking about earlier, don't worry, I didn't pre-read, I just remember shit because I'm awesome. Yeah, it will actually add the numbers together. So now we have 55, and in this we now have 14 instead of 77. So Instead of adding the int variable which is sold to the literal 7, the compiler treats everything as a string and can't each all together. Yep, that's what I read. So if you modify the code to have the parentheses symbol becomes another overloaded operator. In this case, the opening and closing parentheses form the order of operations operator. PEMDAS, basically. If you remember, what is it, like 5th or 6th grade math and stuff, you're pretty much good to go on this. So I'm not going to read anymore. Nah, I'm just kidding. Anyways, just like you might use in a mathematical formula. Maybe I shouldn't read anymore because I couldn't pronounce a mathematical formula for a second there. Indicate that you want the innermost parentheses resolved first, resulting in the addition of the integer values widget sold and the value 7. Once that is resolved, then it will implicitly convert the result to a string so that it can be concatenated with the rest of the message. So, to recap, you can perform mathematical like addition operations on numbers. Both string concatenation and addition use the plus symbol. This is called overloading an operator, and the compiler infers the proper use based on the data types it's operating on. When it can, the C# compiler will implicitly convert an integer into a string. If it's obvious that the developer is trying to concatenate the string representation of a number for presentation purposes. Use parentheses to define order of operations explicitly. Tell the compiler that you want to perform a certain operations before other operations. All right, so, yep, there's that. So now we're in performing math operations. So we're actually getting into some more math. Sorry, I had to bring you back to middle school. Well, not even middle school. This is like elementary school. Like even less than that. Or primary school, because like a lot of people from other countries don't know what an elementary school is, or they don't know what primary school is. I've been to both. Anyways, write code to perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division with integers. So select the code in the editor, blah, blah, blah. All right, so we're going to be typing this in. Enter the following code into .NET editor. So int, I could copy and paste this, but again, it's good to like type it out so then you can practice. 7 plus 5, and then semicolon, int difference. I have to type colons all the time, so forgive me if I say colon. When I write documentation, I'm always using colons all the time. Int difference equals 7 minus 5. Let me make sure that like it's spaced out. Just like because it bugs me when they're too close together. That's just me. That, and I can't remember if in C like that actually matters. I don't think it does, but like it bugs me, so I'm going to do it. Like something in my gut's telling me that I have to space out my numbers when it comes to like the number, then the operand, then the next number. So then we have product, which is multiplication. 7 times 5. And we're using a star because that is the multiplication symbol on computers generally. Instead of like, you know, like a small X or whatever. And then we have int quotient equals 7/5. All right, space out that 5 there. So now we can do console. Line. Plus some. Oh wait, oopsies. meant to put that colon inside the quotes and then put the parentheses after sum. So then we got this there. We don't really need to space that out. And now we can do, at this point, I will do copy and paste console.writeLine to save myself some time. Control V, Control V, Control V. All right, and now we have, you can do parentheses here, parentheses here. Oh wait, no. Parentheses here. And parentheses here. So now we can do difference plus difference then product then quotient oh, spelled that wrong. Did I mention I can't spell? Dragons aren't used to your human language. All right, there we go. And let's run that. So now we got the same result. So sum 12, difference 2, product 35, and quotient 1. So that's the best of us humans. Yeah, I know you humans can't spell. I've seen America. I've been in America too long. There's no excuse for you. Hey, I write in a different language than you guys, all right? That and I'm from a different dimension. So it's like, hey. It's not my fault you're speaking a lesser tongue, all right? Anyway. Gotta love casual dimensional gracism. Anyway. Let's see. So as you can see, the plus is the addition operator, the subtraction is the subtraction operator, the star is the multiplication operator, and the slash is the division operator. So, however, resulting quotient of division example may not be what you have expected. The values after the decimal are truncated from the quotient since it's defined as an integer and cannot contain values after the decimal. So if you wanted to have a decimal, then you gotta make it a decimal, or make it a float value, or make it a double value, instead of an integer. Those are your options. If you want to be as precise as possible, then like decimal. If you want to be as least precise as possible, then you would need to use a double. And float, I believe, is somewhere in between, I think, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. Let's actually look that up just to make sure. Floats. Okay, decimals in C#. Let's see if AI gives me everything. Decimal versus float versus double. All right, so in C#, decimal, float, and double are numeric data types used to store fractional numbers but differ in precision, range, and usage. So decimal, which is most precise and accurate, goes up to 29 digits. 28 to 29 digits. I'm just going to focus on the precision for right now. And then float does 6 to 9 digits and double does 15 digits. Yeah, okay. Float is actually the smallest one. So Double is the one that's actually in the middle. So just key differences. Decimal has the highest precision and accuracy, making it suitable for financial calculations. Double has a higher precision than float, but lower than decimal. Float has the lowest precision among the three. All right, double has the widest range, followed by float and then decimal. And then performance, float and double are generally faster and more efficient because they are supported directly by hardware. Decimal is slower because it's implemented in software, but provides higher precision accuracy. Okay, so if you want to develop games in that case, since it's slower and implemented in software, then, well, actually, no, if you want faster response time, then you might want to use double instead. I'll have to think about that. I'll have to think about which would be better to use, double, decimals, or floats when it comes to game development. And then it also depends on the type of game that you're developing, most likely. Like in a game like Pokemon, you'd probably want to be as accurate as possible. And maybe have some variation here or there. Just make it like whenever your Pokemon does like a crit or something like that. I don't know. No, actually, no, you probably want that to be precise, but like you want the chance of a crit to be imprecise. So then it like puts in a bit of randomness there. But yeah, whatever. Anyways, add code to perform division using literal decimal data. To see division working properly, you need to use data type that supports fractional digits after a decimal point, like decimal. So if we delete this code here, then we put in decimal, yeah, okay, decimal, percent, equals 7.0 m, that's for decimal, and then /5. Yeah, 7.0 divided by 5, and then we do console.write 1. Oh, got the O again. And then we got decimal. See, we're using interpolation again. Quotient. Decimal quotient. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Well, actually, no, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. And then we got this here. So now when we run it, yep, equals 1.4, just like you see here. So, yep, now you have a decimal there. But if we were to not do this in decimal and then do this in integer, you gotta take out the M, and then you can't use the decimal there. So now we gotta, yep, it would just be 1. Then let's put decimal back, decimal. Still 1, but that's also because we don't have the M. Yep, there we go. Now we have 1.4. Still 1.4. All right. So for this to work, the quotient left side of the assignment operator must be of type decimal, and at least one of the numbers being divided must also be type decimal. Both numbers can be a decimal type. Here are 2 examples of that work equally well. So we got this here, 7 divided by 5.0, and that M represents that it's a decimal value. And then decimal, then we got 7.0 M divided by 5.0 M there. However, the following lines of code won't work or give inaccurate results. So we have int decimal quotient. Yep, that's because this is, well, it's not a decimal. It's not a decimal variable there. This is also not a decimal, so that won't work. This is also not a decimal, and it's using decimals. Still won't work. And this one none of them are decimals. I accidentally did that earlier. Yeah, this also won't work and give accurate results. It will just default to 1. So, yeah. Add code to cast results of integer division. What if you're not working with literal values? In other words, what if you need to divide two variables of type int, but do not want the result truncated? In that case, you must perform a data type cast from int to decimal. Casting is one type of data conversion that instructs the compiler to temporarily treat a value as if it were a different data type. To cast int to decimal, you add the cast operator before the value. You use the name of the data type surrounded by parentheses in front of the value to cast it. In this case, you would add decimal in parentheses before the variables first and second. All right, so in this instance here, I'm going to delete that code. So we'll do int num1 equals 7, and then int num2 equals 5. Decimal. Oh, no. And then equals parentheses decimal num1 divided by decimal num2. Console dot write line, and then we will do quotient. So now when we run it, it'll be 1.4. All right, so then we have this portion here, write code to determine the remainder after integer division. Okay, so yeah. This modulus operator tells you the remainder of an int division. What you really learn from this is whether one number is divisible by another. This can be useful during long processing operations when looping through hundreds or thousands of data records, or you want to provide feedback to the end user after 100 data records have been processed. So we're going to just delete the code here. And then we're going to do console dot line. Then we're going to use a $ for interpolation. Then modulus. Okay. Yeah, modulus of 200 divided by 5. And then we're going to put in curly braces, 200 modulus 5 curly braces, and then semicolon, and then console dot write line interpolation quotes modulus of 7 divided by 5 All right, and now you go ahead and click on run here. Oh wait, did something wrong there? Okay, there we go. Yep, that was not supposed to be inside the quotes. Yep, there we go. Oh, and I added a space. So now it will show modulus is 0 and modulus is 2 there. When modulus is 0, it means the divided dividend is divisible by the divisor. And then we have the order of operations. As you learned in previous exercise, you can use the parentheses symbol as the order of operation operators. However, this isn't the only way the order of operations is determined. In math, PEMDAS is an acronym that helps students remember the order of operations. The order is parentheses, whatever's inside the parentheses is performed first, exponents, multiplication and division from left to right, and then addition and subtraction from left to right. C# follows the same order as PEMDAS, except for exponents. While there's no exponent operator in C#, you can use the system.math.pow method, the module call method from the .NET class library using C# will feature this method and others. So write code to exercise C#'s order of operations. And we did that earlier, but we'll do it one more time here. So we'll go ahead and do int value equals 3. Well, actually, no, we didn't necessarily do that earlier. We did that in terms of the compiler's order of operations, not really a numerical order of operations. Or mathematical order of operations, I should say. I guess, I don't know which one would be correct, really. Value 1. Okay, value 1, value 2. Then that equals 3 plus 4 star 5. All right, and now we can do console.write line value 1 console.write line value 2. All right, and let's run this. So yep, we got 23 and 35, which is the expected output here. So this is just same order of operations that you learned in math class back in like elementary or middle school, whenever you learn that, or primary school. And yeah, that's really about it. So now here's the recap. Use operators like plus, minus, star, and slash, / to perform basic mathematical operations. The division of two int values will result in the truncation of any values after the decimal point. To retain their values after the decimal point, you'll need to cast the divisor or dividend or both from int to a floating point number like decimal first. Then the quotient must be of the same floating point type as well in order to avoid truncation. Perform a cast operation to temporarily treat a value as if it were a different data type. Use the modulus operator or percentage sign to capture the remainder after the division. The order of operations will follow the rules of the acronym PEMDAS. And this goes for how the compiler works and for how math works, mathematical wise, algebraic, mathematical. Anyways. Okay, let's see. So now we have the exercise here. Increment and decrement values. Okay, final basic operations you'll learn about in this module is how to increment and decrement values using special operators that are combinations of symbols. Increment and decrement. Frequently, you'll need to increment or decrement values, especially when you are writing looping logic or code that interacts with a data structure. The plus equals operator adds and assigns the value on the right side of the operator to the value on the left of the operator. So lines 2 and 3 in the following code snippet are the same. So we have int value equals 0, value equals value plus 5, and then there's value plus equals 5. So yeah, basically what it is saying is that int value, let's say you have int value equals, well, yeah, let's just use 5 and everything. This is the exact same as it, well, I should say, let me make another integer, int num1 that equals 0 stuff, because sometimes having the same variable names just trips me up and stuff. So like I'm going to explain it like this. So int num1 equals 0, int value equals 5. So if I wanted to, I could do this, num1 equals value plus 5. This is the exact same as if you were to do this, num1 plus equals value. These are the exact same, basically. So if I wanted to do this, do console dot write line, shoot. Then do parentheses, num1, and then do set num1 back equal to 0. While keeping value the same, and then we'll do console dot write line num1. So once we run this code, you'll see that, wait, hang on, I did that wrong. Let's see, where did I mess up at? Ah, I see. I should have done num1 plus value. That's my bad. So run it again. Both of these come out to equal 5. So num1 plus value, that equals 5 because num is 0, value is 5. And then here num is num1 is set back to 0, and you're using plus equals value to come out to 5. These are both the exact same thing. Me, I usually prefer, well, if I want to make my code short, I'll use this one. But if I want a bit more detail, I'll use this one. But generally more detail sometimes gets kind of confusing because it's a lot of code to look at. So generally this is usually the best one to go with. It's shorter and it's easy to understand. So now we have another one. The plus plus operator increments a value by 1. So lines 2 and 3 in the following code snippet are the same. So basically it is saying, so let's set value equal to 1. So if we set value to equal to 1, so it'd be num1 plus value, and then reset num1 here and do plus plus instead. num1 plus plus. Now both of them will equal 1. So num1 plus plus is the exact same as num1 plus value equals num1. So this is a code to write increment and decrement values and everything. So when it comes to decrementation, it works exactly the same way. You would just, instead of using a plus, you would use a minus, or in this instance, down here, it'd be minus minus, 2 minuses. So then you run that code, you'll get -1. So right here, select code in the .NET editor, just the following code, run the code, see the following output here. I'm not going to type all this out because I think this is enough of an explanation here. Decrementing is the exact same. It's the opposite. So this is more so like for practice, and then you're just adding and subtracting the value and everything. But let's go ahead and copy code and have it print out here. Control A, Control V. All right. Go ahead and run that. Okay, so we got first increment is 2, second increment is 3, as you can see here. So we got value equals 1, then 1 is added. 1 is added again, making it 3. 1 is added one more time, making it 4. And then it's subtracted. This is where you start subtracting here. So now it's 3 on this line, 2 on this line, and then goes back down to 1 with this decrement value there. So, and as you can see, it's the exact same result here. So now, position the increment and decrement operators. Both the increment and decrement operators have an interesting quality. Depending on their position, they perform their operation before or after they retrieve their value. In other words, if you use the operator before the value as a plus value, then the increment will happen before the value is retrieved. Likewise, value plus will increment the value after the value has been retrieved. So in this instance, I'm going to copy this one here, Control A, Control V, just so then we can really see what's going on and break it down just a little bit here. So in this first one, you're adding the value and everything like normal, just using plus and then value. Second one, you're doing plus after the value. So that's why it's still showing up as 2. So basically it's adding the number 1. It's doing value plus. So in this instance, let me do value plus 1 is taking place after the print command. That's a brief explanation of that there. So what value is I guess the integer that's stored within the variable value is printed first before it's added. After it's printed, then it will be you'll add the number 1 to it. And that's why in this next line here, when you're just printing the value, you get the number 3. And then here it is adding the value before printing the line here. So adding plus will result in 4. Let me write that down. Slash value plus 1 taking place for That's a rough understanding of how it would really work in that instance. So notice in this line of code, there are two steps in this line. Retrieve the current value of the variable value and use that in string interpolation operation, increment the value. Next line of code confirms that the value was in fact incremented, which is the third line. And in contrast, the last line of code does basically the opposite. Before retrieving the value, it will add 1 to that value variable and then print it. Then it will retrieve that new printed value there and continue on. Here, the order operations switch because ++ operator is placed before the operand value. Increment the value, retrieve the new incremented value of the variable value, and use that in the string operation. They've used the word value too many times in this. While not strictly necessary, you added parentheses around the expression value to improve readability. Seeing so many plus operators next to each other seems like it could be misunderstood by other developers. Stylistic decisions like this are subjective. However, since you'll write code once but read it many times, you should prioritize readability. So to recap, here's what we learned. Use compound assignment operators like plus equals, minus equals, star equals, plus plus, minus minus to perform mathematical operations like increment or decrement, then assign the result into the original variable. Increment and decrement operators perform differently depending on whether the operator is before or after the operand. So next is the challenge, but I will save the challenge for the next stream here. Right now we are done with our stream of C#. Debating on whether or not to switch to art, but I honestly am very tired. It's been a very busy day at work. So I think I may end the stream right here now, because that and I do want to draw, but I want to work on the VTuber model, and I want to keep how that looks under wraps for right now. Because it's not exactly how I like it just yet, so I don't want to show it. So yeah. Hopefully this stream was very educational about C# programming. Go ahead and get a 3D model in the future. Yeah, I think I might pay someone to make me a 3D model. Right now I'm just sticking to the live 2D scene and everything, and then adding a few features. That's what I'll do myself, but I think I'll pay for someone to do a 3D model, unless I get really into Blender, which will mean I started modding Skyrim most likely, or Oblivion. There's a VTuber, right? Her name is Mochi. Mochi. I feel like I heard that name before. Hang on. I'm going to search her up on my other monitor just in case. Because some of these VTubers be very explicit. I think I've seen her before. Yeah, oh, Glitch Stars. Okay, yeah. I think there was something about Glitch Stars and everything. I can't remember. She's streaming right now? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she's streaming right now. Oh, yeah, I do remember Mochi. Okay, yeah. I'm strawberry mochi ice cream, fresh out of the fridge. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, she's cool. I haven't watched too many of her streams. I know of her. That's really about it. Her VTuber model's pretty cool, and I like her how she does things. She not okay. It's a different person. Different person. Because this is who I have up right here. This Mochi. I know her. Gotta take her off the stream just in case. I don't want to get any copyright infringement for having another VTuber on there since she's with agency. Mochi Sai. Let me see. I haven't. Okay, Mochi Sai. Oh, I haven't heard of her. Oh, looks like she has a cool model though, going on. Really cool animation there. I have to check her out. The VTuber. Oh, another Dragon V Astral Nature Astral Dragon VTuber. That's pretty sick. All right, that's awesome. Oh yeah, her model looks sick. Hang on, I wonder if I want to get a better look at her model real fast. Just cause oh yeah, her model's pretty sick. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm on Twitter right now. I'm not gonna show too much of Twitter. Oh goddamn. Alright, that's pretty nice. Her Douglas Irma to her Douglas Irma testing video on. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'll watch that. I like her fit. I like her like kind of cyberpunk aesthetic. Yeah, I'm kind of going for a Wastelander aesthetic, kind of. Not like Fallout Wastelander, but like something else. Yeah, I'll watch it. Definitely watch it. I'm gonna follow her right now on Twitter. Or X, as Elon wants to call it. The evil Elon. Nah, I don't think he's evil. Wait, where's my thing? Oh wait, yeah, that's right. I don't have Twitter loaded on my E right now, so I'm going to search her out manually. Michi. Oh wait, no, Mochi Sai. Oh, she's experienced the same thing a problem I have with Twitter, with getting like shit tons of scam messages and everything in Twitter, and gets like fucking annoying. Yeah, her model is so cool. Her model is so cool. Future Dragon collab? Oh, that'd be awesome. I don't think that's gonna happen though. I don't think so. That and people make me nervous. Not gonna lie. That'd be really cool though. I'd much rather like collab, like not even collab with people, most likely. I'd probably like to try and play games with them off stream, and then if I really like them, then I'll collab with them, most likely. If I ever did do that sort of thing. I don't know if I'm into collabs because people make me nervous, like I said. But yeah. I'm definitely going to check her out now. There's another one. Who is it? There's another Dragon VTuber who is part of what is it? No, VShojo. I think it was it Zentreya? Yeah, Zentreya. Yeah, I'm gonna send you a link to Zentreya and stuff, because like she's also pretty cool. She's a red dragon VTuber. I've actually never disclosed what type of dragon I am. I'll figure that out later. In like the revamp of my VTuber model. So I already got some ideas. I'm going to hint at a few things. A bit of Pokemon is my inspiration. If you can guess which dragon type Pokemon I am going to be inspired by, you will not get a prize. I'll just say if you're right or not, or I probably won't, and I'll lie to you. So yeah. Damn, if we could get a 5-player Dragon Nuzlocke race, that'd be fire. Oh, that'd be sick. I'm not good at Nuzlocks and stuff, but that'd be sick. All right. And going to close out the stream now, because I'll just keep Dragon type Pokemon, yeah. I remember the time before fairy types, and they were the ultimate types. Dragon type Pokemon Charizard. The first false dragon. He should be. I think dragon types were dragon types always there? Like since Gen 1? So I feel like dragon types didn't exist till after Gen 1, and that's why he wasn't a dragon type. I can't remember. I think Dragonite's a Gen 2 Pokemon, is he not? No? Okay, I didn't think so. Like, I like, for some reason, something kept telling me that it was, but like, no, Dragon types existed. Dragonite's Gen 1, yeah. So yeah, Dragon types were Gen 1 too. Yep, yeah. There was something that was that wasn't introduced until Gen like 2 or 3 or something, and I keep getting that confused with dragon types. But anyways, enough about that. Ending the stream now for real. All right, for real, because I keep talking. So yeah. All right. See ya. Johnny, matashta, matane.